Hey everybody, welcome back. Coming at you here Friday, March 4th, in a little bit different of a format. Today, what I'm going to be going over is the absorption rate and pending ratios by town and property type that our market center does put together for a total of 16 towns. And we can put it together for any town that you may be interested in or that we may have a listing coming on in. So I'm just going to concentrate on Manchester. So, this probably doesn't make any sense if you've never seen this before, which I'm sure most of you have not, if not all of you have not. I'm just going to break it down, just show you what this means. And it's a really great tool when pricing your property. Even in this crazy market, pricing is still super important. You can still overprice a property in this market, even though you hear of things selling for however much over asking. It's because of the way that it's priced. So let's just get right to it. So here is the column for Manchester going down to the bottom here. And we have single family homes, and then it breaks down price points in the hundreds of thousands. And then multifamilies, again, the same. And then condos, the same. And then just comes up with a total. So you're probably looking at the red and the greens and the yellows and wondering what those mean. And in this market, it's just really hard to use those because there's not a lot of inventory. But basically, to put it in perspective, a healthy balanced market is 6 months of supply. And that means that it's red. And as you can see, there's very few red, and the red is in Manchester for the most part. But I'm going to start right on the line that is red, because as you're going to see here, we're going to look at between 700,000 and 800,000 in Manchester, which is a very unpopular market, but it's the easiest one to break down to you because I want to start simple, because then it makes sense, especially including for myself, is you got to start simple and then we'll work our way up. So here it's going to show you active. So there's currently 2 properties active in Manchester between 700,000 and 800,000. And then what this is under agreement, there are 2 properties between 7 and 800,000. And then this is 12 months sold, and there's only been 2. And what this says here is this is the pending ratio. And what that means is, of the active properties, how many are pending? And then the next column here is months supply. So this is saying we have a 24-month supply. And well, you might think, well, that doesn't make any sense. There's only 2 properties that I can buy, and there's been 2 sold. So it should be 1 year's supply or 12 months. But what this takes into consideration is that these active under agreement properties haven't sold. So they could potentially be back on the market and should still be considered not sold because they're not sold. So they don't go under that. They still could potentially become active again. So as you can see here, the 300,000 to 400,000 price point is the most popular price point in all of Manchester. We had 397 closings that happened in that price point in the last 12 months. Currently, there are only 6 homes available, or in February, there was 6 homes available, and there was 28 active under agreement, meaning that they could fall back on the market because of inspections, because of appraisals, or just because any plethora of reasons they could come back on the market. And so what this is saying here is that this pending ratio is currently 82%. And what that means is there are 6 homes available and 28 active under agreements. So there's 82% of the homes that are potentially available are under contract. And there's only 18% of them that are available, which are these 6. And then what this is showing you here is that we have a 1 month's supply. So again, a balanced market is a 6 months supply. And then as you can see here, it goes down. As the price point goes down, so does the month's supply. So we have nothing available between 1 and 200. We have 2 under agreement and 28 in the last 12 months that have sold. So that's showing you here that the pending ratio is 100%, and there's 0.9 months worth of supply, because basically a little over 2 a month have sold, and we have here under agreement 2, so they could potentially become available again. So really there is 0 months of supply that's active, but because it could potentially be active, we still categorize it here in this month's supply. And this is a really great tool when we're thinking about pricing your property when you're going to sell, because you may think, well, I might want to price it in that 700,000 to 800,000 or that 900,000. And as you can see, there's very few properties that sell in that price point. So you might want to, pull it down into that 600 to 700 to get that audience of more buyers. Not to say that it won't fizzle up into that price point, but people are looking into these purchase prices at the same time as they're closing, because that's how consumers work. And just showing you this graph, I hope it makes a little bit of sense. And if anybody has any more questions on it, definitely don't hesitate to reach out, and we'd love to have a chat with you about it.